Did you know that ChatGPT now has 24/7 AI agents that can automate any task for you? And maybe you didn't realize that ChatGPT recently released a bunch of brand new settings that you need to make sure are turned on so that you get the most out of it. Well, those two things are absolutely nothing, because by the end of this video, you're going to learn about a bunch of new settings that you need to make sure are turned on so that you could use ChatGPT like the smartest people out there. Now, the first setting that I want to make sure that you have turned on is if you come into your model right here, you need to do this with instant turned on. You want to click on configure right here, and you want to make sure that auto switch to thinking is going to be turned on. Essentially, what this is going to allow you to do is not have to change your model on ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will actually say, okay, this is a more complex problem, or this is some type of data analysis, or this is some complex coding problem, and then they will actually switch the model for you. This is going to make your life way easier, and it allows you to kind of just use ChatGPT on autopilot and not have to switch the models ever, unless you're doing something with Pro, which is really just research grade intelligence. So unless you're solving some really hard engineering problem or some science problem, having instant with auto thinking turned on is going to be the only model you need. Now, that second change that you want to make sure that you're making is going to be found inside of your settings that we could find by clicking on the bottom left hand corner right here and then clicking into settings. It's incredibly easy to do that. You literally just click right here, and then we're going to see settings right here. And when we're under settings, what we want to be looking for is we want to come into personalization. We want to scroll down a little bit, and you are going to see fast answers. What this is then going to turn on is that ChatGPT sometimes uses its general knowledge to give fast, in-depth answers. These aren't going to be personalized. These aren't going to use your memory, but I would strongly suggest that you have this turned on, because sometimes when you use ChatGPT the same way that in the past you would have used Google, you don't actually need a personalized response. Like if you're literally just asking it for a fact, then what this will actually do is reply to you with a fact. Or if you're asking it for a stock price or something along the lines of that, it doesn't actually need to access your memory. So you should just turn fast answers on, because what this is going to allow it to do is just reply to you immediately, instead of going through this huge process, using up compute, and then giving you an answer that it could have literally given you instantly. Now, that next setting you need to make sure is turned on is also going to be inside of personalization, but you're going to have to scroll all the way down. You're going to have to come into advanced. You want to make sure that you have web search turned on right here. In addition to that, you want to make sure that you have connector search on. Web search is going to allow ChatGPT to automatically search the web for answers. I know this sounds crazy, but if you don't have this turned on, it's not going to naturally do that unless you ask it to do it. So I would strongly suggest that you have that turned on. In addition to that, connector search right here is going to allow ChatGPT to automatically search your connectors for answers. Let's say that you're asking it a question and the answer is in your Google Drive or in your Slack or in your Gmail or in your Drive on your computer. Well, guess what? If you have those things connected to ChatGPT, it will now actually be able to look at those things in order to answer your questions. And again, you're going to find these under advanced right here. And while we're here, because I'm not going to mention all these other settings in this video, but I would just have all of these advanced settings turned on. None of them are going to hurt you. Advanced voice is going to give it a more natural conversation inside of voice. ChatGPT voice is going to enable that you have voice on ChatGPT, and Canvas just makes it way easier to actually create things. If you're creating a document, if you're creating code, if you're creating something with text or whatever the case is, it's just a way easier way for you to be able to edit things in line, as opposed to having to go back and forth with ChatGPT and chat with it and copy and paste things. You could just change whatever you want on the screen. Now, while we're inside of your settings, the next thing that you want to make sure enabled, if you scroll all the way up and then you scroll down a little bit, we're going to see memory right here. You want to make sure that reference save memories is going to be turned on, that reference browser memories is going to be turned on, that reference chat history is going to be turned on. Under pulse, you also want to make sure that we have reference memory and suggestions. Under record mode, we want to have reference record history turned on. And essentially what all of this is going to do is allow it so ChatGPT can use all of your other chats whenever it's replying to you, whenever it's sending you a pulse update, or quite frankly, whenever it's doing anything. Now, the next thing that we need to talk about is I want to make sure that you aren't just using basic prompts inside of ChatGPT. And also, if you're one of those people that likes a prompt that you used in the past, but you have a lot of trouble finding it on ChatGPT, you are going to love this. And what I'm talking about is using the My Prompt Buddy Chrome extension, because this right here allows you to pull this up inline on ChatGPT. And this allows you to do two things. If we come under shortcuts right here, we could see that we could actually save all of our prompts inside of here. So instead of us having to go search for the prompt or us put it in our notes or whatever the case is, we could literally just copy it directly from here, come over here and paste it, and boom, now we have our favorite prompts right here so that we don't have to go searching for them. In addition to that, this prompt optimizer allows you to insert what your current prompt would be, the basic prompt, what your ideal output is, and then it will actually give you an optimized prompt. For example, let's say that I was going to be uploading my sales data into ChatGPT in order to get an answer. I might come over here and put standard prompt, which by the way, you could change this for reasoning, deep research, videos, images. It's optimized for all of them. You then put in your current prompt. So instead of saying analyze a spreadsheet, my ideal output is going to be professional data analyst output of my sales data. And then we could click on optimize right here. And this goes through and actually gives us a professional prompt right here that actually has the situation, the task, the objective, the knowledge, and if we wanted to improve it even further, we would be able to do that by answering these questions, and then it will regenerate the prompt, and then we simply copy and paste it directly from here into ChatGPT, and we did all of this without ever leaving ChatGPT, and this allows us to get better answers. Now, the best part about My Prompt Buddy is that you could go to the pinned comment below and get started with it today for free. This tool's an absolute no-brainer. It's going to allow you to get more out of ChatGPT and to give you access and allows you to make ChatGPT more powerful with features you probably wish ChatGPT already had. So what are you waiting for? Go to that pinned comment below and get started with it today. Now, the next new setting and feature that I wanted to show you is going to be using agents in ChatGPT. As we can see right here, if we come over here and click on agents, we could see that they already have a bunch of different templates created. They have a chief of staff that works with your Gmail, Google Calendar, Microsoft Outlook, all of this stuff. They have a customer reply drafter right here that works with all of these. They have data analysis, sales assistant, SQL crafter, campaign copy generator. And look at this. This literally works with all of these different integrations, and they have all of these different tools and agents built out. And guess what? These agents can work for you 24/7. If we come over here and we click on use template, we could see we could go through and add all these apps with Google Calendar, Outlook, custom MCP. We could do the same thing with chat. We could do the same thing with email. And then we could actually go through and create our agent. And then from here, we could see that this now will go through, summarize our schedule, our inbox, our chats, our to-do, our meeting prep, and then it will help us actually customize this agent. We actually come over here, we could see exactly how this works. So we could see what channels this works on. We could see what apps it has. We could add skills to it. We could upload files. We could add memory. And we could see right here inside of instructions, we have role, scope, how it actually works, what the tool usage is, what the response style is, what the safety is, and we could come over here and we could adjust anything that we want. In addition to that, if we come over here, we could click on schedule and we could choose when this is actually going to run. We could have it run hourly, we could have it run daily, we could choose what channel it actually runs on right here. For example, if we wanted to run in Slack or on email, we could get it to do that. We could also give it additional instructions. In addition to that, if we come over here to preview right here, we could go through and we could actually ask it things, see all of its activity, and if we come over to memory, we could see all the different memory that this has actually gone through and stored. So I would strongly suggest that you come in here and you set all of these up. In addition to that, if we come back out here, you're going to see that you can now upload skills to ChatGPT, which makes it way more useful. The way that you're going to do that is you want to come over to the bottom left-hand corner right here. You want to click here, and then we'll be able to click on skills. And basically what skills are is their SOPs. So if you don't want ChatGPT to hallucinate and you want ChatGPT to do repeated workflows and turn them into skills, you're going to want to create a skill to automate your work with the same steps every single time. If we come over to get it started, we could literally tell this exactly what we want to do. So help me create a skill, keep it conversational, start by asking what the skill should do. And then what this is literally going to do is walk you through how it does something. And let's say that you've been using ChatGPT, you like the way something turned out, and you feel like you had a really great conversation with it. What you could actually get this to do is you could get ChatGPT to say, hey, please turn this chat into a skill. It will then write the skill and upload it to ChatGPT for you. So now we can see right here that ChatGPT is now going to walk us through, and this literally goes through and is going to walk us through how to actually create that skill. And then we could add this skill once we wanted to. Now, the next thing I wanted to show you is if we come over here into apps, ChatGPT now has tons of new apps. We could see for my workspace right here, and this literally goes through everything that you can actually hook this up to. Like you could hook it up to Gmail, you could hook it up to GitHub, Google Contacts, Help Scout, Outlook Calendar. There's so many different things that you can now hook this up to that in the past didn't actually exist. They have things to analyze your ads, Adobe, they have Ahrefs, they have so much stuff in here. In addition to that, if we come under featured, we're going to see even more stuff. If we come under lifestyle, we're going to see even more apps. And if we come under productivity, even more. And essentially what this has now done is this has rolled out hundreds of different apps that we can now connect ChatGPT to. We could build agents around, and we could automate work from inside of these apps 24/7. By the way, I didn't show you this earlier with these agents. If we actually come back over to agent, click on the top right-hand corner to create an agent, we could actually go through the process of creating our own custom agent instead of using those different templates. And ChatGPT will literally create the agent for you, create the connectors for you. You could add in custom MCP, and this is a massive upgrade. In addition to that, if we come over here, we are now going to see that we have a library which allows us to access all of the different things on ChatGPT that we otherwise might have missed. Now, if you enjoyed this video and you want to learn how to make ChatGPT, Google Gemini, or Claude 10 times smarter and actually be able to automate things with those tools, I would strongly suggest you check out this video right here that walks you through a brand new capability that you probably haven't seen yet. If that sounds interesting, I'll see you over there.